think people do forget the role of women in the industry over the years. Images of the first female pilot and the first female train driver and train drivers on the London Underground just brings it to the forefront of people's minds.
It didn't occur to me how recent 100 years is, and that it isn't that far into history, and that the whole concept of women in transport is still progressing.
The 100 years of women in transport had changed the way I see being a female. I could speak up, and a lot of that has come from doing the speed mentoring and the coffee roulette.
That's something the campaign did. It showed women across the industry. It showed that we're here and we can be heard, and we're not just pottering about in the background.
The campaign was going to have to act as an umbrella to lots of different organisations. For us, it was a real opportunity at last for someone to be able to actually gather all of our thoughts together and bring us together as one collaborative piece so we can make a real difference.
I've been involved with the Up for debate, as well as the Bring Your Daughter Into Work Day, which has allowed me to demonstrate the joys of working in transport.
We went into a local girls' school and got the debate a subject. It was really interesting to see how their perceptions of the transport industry changed.
I told them that even though your interests and your talents lie outside STEM subjects, that you could still go into transport.
The campaign's been really good because it's allowed me to share the newsletter with the senior managers. It was talking about ways of increasing awareness, ways of getting involved, something you could do from our offices in Doncaster. I was approached to help Sarah in a mentor role. She's looking to go down the same career path that I took to get me where I am now. She reminds me a lot of myself 10 years ago.
She's always there really to point me in the right direction, and I want to look at being an assistant project manager, move on to a project manager and just keep going up really.
The next generation is going to be the generation that's going to build all this great infrastructure. There's going to be an enormous skills gap as well. That needs addressing, and women are absolutely holding the key to that skills gap.
I was seconded to the Department for Transport to come up with a skills strategy for our sector. One of the key ways to do this is to make sure that we are accessing all talent, irrespective of gender or background or ethnicity. And having seen the progress of 100 years of women in transport, it felt like the absolute right vehicle to advocate that the skills strategy gets behind.
There is a trail-off of the number of women who return to work having gone off on maternity leave. We really need to look at what sort of things can be done to encourage women to stay in the work environment.
So you see with other design it's a lot more flexible. With these ones I was looking at improvement for women PPE, and the 100 years of women in transport really helped me to push that forward.
Personal protective equipment, PPE, is often tailored for men's physique. I end up having to roll up the cuffs or roll up the trousers, and I'm like waddling around in boots that are too large for my feet.
It's something that I used with the supply chain to say we're celebrating 100 years of women in transport. We would love to have the women PPE as part of that legacy.
As part of the celebration of 100 years of women in transport, I took part in a world record attempt. We did a massive high five. It was a really good atmosphere.
It's still one of the highlights of anything I've ever been involved in, to see over 800 women coming together, and not just women, but men from all across the transport industry. That's something we really wanted to show, that it's not our differences, it's actually our similarities that we're trying to celebrate and showcase, and the fact that we're all here with the same goal.
That was the moment that I really knew we were on something quite special. Just seeing that enthusiasm and breaking a world record. And that was like a snapshot into the level of support and energy for the campaign. And I think without that, you can't get down to solving some of the other more challenging problems. So yeah, that was a really, really good day.
Being part of the campaign has allowed me to inspire others as well as be inspired. I was happy that I was able to spark an interest.
Once there's enough of us, then we'll start to be able to have an influence, perhaps politically, and start being able to drive policy change, which will then have a wider impact, not just in the transport industry, but for gender equality as a whole.
That banner of 100 years of women in transport, you could reach people in the whole industry and stop with the momentum. In fact, we should keep it going. It's really important.
Being part of something that can shape and change the future. If I can be a small part of that, then that means everything to me.
No matter how early on you are in your career, no matter how young you are or insignificant you might feel within a massive organisation, there's support there for you to do amazing things. It makes no odds what gender we are or what background we come from. We can all do it.